all, let me introduce ourselves. We are from Group 2. My name is Anissa as a leader, and this is...
My name is Sona as a member.
My name is Hafid as a member.
My name is Yudi as a member.
And one of our friend is Alail as a member too. Here we will read about a folktale from the land of Sunda story, Sangkuriang. But did you guys ever know about Sangkuriang? Let's enjoy and listening to us, audience. Once upon a time, in a kingdom located in Parahyangan, there lived a beautiful princess named Dayang Sumbi. But she was not only beautiful, but also very intelligent and noble-hearted. Every day, she spent her time weaving a cloth in a small pavilion situated deep in the forest. She chose to live far from people because she was disappointed by the desert and the rivalry and defied the noble life. Dayang Sumbi was dearly loved by her people for her gentle heart and her humble attitude. However, loneliness often tormented her. One morning, as she was weaving, one of her weaving tools fell from her hand and rolled under the platform. Feeling too tired and too lazy, retrieve it herself, she murmured dreamily. If any creature is willing to get my weaving tool, if it's a female, I shall make her my sister. But if it is a male, I shall make him my husband. Without realizing, the gods in heaven heard her words. To test her sincerity, they sent Tumang, a male dog who was actually a god in disguise, down to earth. Not long after, Tumang appeared and picked up the final tool with his mouth, and then handed it to Dayang Sumbi.
Dayang Sumbi was surprised but realized that this spoken a fraud. She gave her love and expected Tumang as her life companion, even though outwardly he was just a dog. They lived together in secret deep in the forest, and from that initial relationship, a handsome and healthy baby boy was born by Kelor named Sangkuriang. Sangkuriang grew up to be intelligent, brave, and full of curiosity. From a young age, he was close to nature and loved hunting. Tumang always accompanied him into the forest to hunt deer and other wild animals. Although Tumang was his biological father, Sangkuriang never knew the truth as Dayang Sumbi kept it a secret. One day, Dayang Sumbi wanted to cook a special meal and said to her son, "My son, I wish to eat two deer liver. Go into the forest with Tumang and bring break there for us to eat tonight." Sangkuriang eagerly set off with crossed river, climbed hills, and roamed through the wilderness in search of deer. But as the day turned into evening, not a single deer was found. Desperate and afraid of disappointing his father, Sangkuriang did something tragic. He turned to Tumang, the only leader nearby. With a heavy heart and mixed emotion, Sangkuriang killed Tumang. He took his liver and brought it home.
When Dayang Sumbi saw what her son had borrowed, something fell up. She asked, "Is this the deer liver you hunted?" Sangkuriang nodded, but a motor instinct and her deep affection for Tumang made her suspicious. She recognized that it was Tumang's liver, her long-time companion. Often further questioning, then Sumbi discovered that her son had killed Tumang. Anger and sorrow overwhelmed her in uncontrollable emotion. Dayang Sumbi struck Sangkuriang's head with a red sledge, causing a deep wound. Blood flowed from his head, leaving a large scar on his forehead. In tears, she regretted her action, but it was too late. Disappointed, hurt, and angered, Sangkuriang decided to leave home and never return. David said, "Season Tingad and years Levi Dayang Sumbi live in the fragrant every night she fried to the woods. Maggie, for a chance to meet her son again. Moved by her skin care, fire, and furry love. To what greater harvest she was blessed. With eternal youth, her friends will never end. Meanwhile, Sangkuriang wandered from land to land. He grew into a strong, handsome, and powerful man. He learned material arts, spiritual knowledge, and the secrets of nature from various teachers. During his journey, the scar on his forehead became his distinguishing factor.
Decades later, Pat brought mother and son together on small Sangkuriang. Now a grown man returned to his birthplace in a forest. He met a young and beautiful woman who captivated his heart. At once, that woman was none other than Dayang Sumbing. But because she remained eternally young, neither recognited her. Sangkuriang began to court Dayang Sumbing. They opted and eventually fell in love. As time passed, Sangkuriang proposed to her. At first, Dayang Sumbing felt something strange, but she couldn't deny her feelings. One day, while Sangkuriang was asleep, Dayang Sumbing noticed the large scar on his forehead. She was shocked. Her head pounded. Memories raced back to the moment she had struck his son's head in the past. Cinderella said the horrifying that the man wanted to marry her was her own son. Trembling and in tears, Dayang Sumbing replied the truth to Sangkuriang, but he refused to believe it. He thought Dayang Sumbing was wicked, excited to reject him. He insisted on marrying her, even though she warned that their relation was a great sin. In desperation, Dayang Sumbing finally gave her a condition: if you truly wish to marry me, for me this requirement will apply again. But in just one night, if you succeed before the sunrise, I will become your wife.
Sangkuriang accepted the challenge with full confidence. That very night, he went into the forest. He had supernatural to someone, spirit and mystical being to have him in no time. Giant Trashville, Land West Dog, and Usher began to fill the basin, almost finished. Watching from afar, Dayang Sumbing grew anxious and prayed. She realized Sangkuriang was close to succeeding. She then prayed to the god and defeated a trick. She vomited in spirit, having Sangkuriang panicked. Thinking the sun had risen, they fled, leaving the war incomplete. Sangkuriang was furious. He fell by Dayang Sumbing in a fit of uncontrollable rage. He carried the gun toward the north. boat drifted over and became the mountain we now know as Mount Tangkuban Perahu, which meant often both the Sundanese language.
After that incident, Sangkuriang vanished into the mist of legend. Some say he turned to stone, others believe he climbed the mountain and never returned. As for Dayang Sumbi, she disappeared from the earth and is believed to have returned to the heaven as a sacred being. Thank you for listening, and sorry if we have any mistakes. And thank you for Miss Nurul and also my friend who watching this video.